Beginning of her career with the Pampered Chef, she has sold over $556,746. That's like $500,000. Woo! That's a lot. Kelly has earned President's Reception for being in the top 20 of recruiting for the entire company. She has traveled on 10 incentive trips. And I gotta tell you, Kelly is not only a strong seller, but she's a strong recruiter as well. She is just 5 recruits away from hitting her 150 qualified career recruits. Wow. Woohoo! Okay, so I know you're saying, Rachel, get off the stage so we can get Kelly on here. So let's do that. Without further ado, please welcome Kelly Church.
I'd like to welcome my guests at the cooking show today. Okay, and before we get started, everybody knows when you do a cooking show, it's a culmination of sharing and borrowing from other consultants, and definitely my show is the same way. So before I get started, I want to thank some of the consultants that have contributed to my show, which is Ashley Levitt, Julie Ritter, Cami Cruz, Sarah Birchfield, and Rachel Thomas. So those are all lines and things that you're going to see in my show from that I borrowed from those guys, including ones of my own too. Before we get started, I also want to say that when you do a cooking show, you want to make sure that you're presentation ready. You know, when you arrive at your host's house, if you have long hair, you want to make sure that your hair is tied back. Now, obviously, today I'm not going to do that because I really wanted to look cute for you guys. So, but at cooking shows, definitely it's in a ponytail. You also want to make sure that your clothes look nice. You know, nice jeans. You know, clean hands. Before I get started, I always have my hosts and my guests see me wash my hands before I start cooking and preparing food for other people. So just wanted to share those little couple of tips first. All right, so now I'll go right into the show. All right, so thanks you guys. I'm so excited to be here with you today, and I'm really excited to kind of share a little bit with you about why I love to make dinner for my family. And we have some great cooking tools that help you get in and out of the kitchen quickly. A little bit about myself. I actually got started to be able to stay at home with my 3 kids, and I also wanted to help pay off a little bit of debt and save for our first home. So my goal was to make around $400 a month when I first started. Now, since then, I've enjoyed the flexibility of having my own business, and one of my favorite benefits was when my son that was a preemie was born. I was in the hospital for about 2.5 months before I had him, and then he stayed in the hospital for a month, and he had lots of doctor visits, sometimes 3 and 4 a week, and because of my wonderful flexible job, I was able to take him to all of his doctor appointments and do all of the things that needed to care for him, and at the same time make a great income for my family. So I totally appreciate Pampered Chef for that. And then finally, some of the things that I look forward to every year are the amazing trips that I get to take with Pampered Chef, all completely for free. And it's definitely one of my husband's favorite parts of the business. He always assumes he's my +1. No, just kidding. He always is. But we definitely love the trips, and my kids are especially excited to go to Disneyland this year. So let's get cooking. So the 2 recipes that we're going to do today, first of all, we're going to make dessert first. If you know Kelly Church, she has desserts with her meals. So we're going to do dessert first, and then we'll do the main dish after. So to do the dessert, we're going to make a delicious Reese's cake in our deep covered baker. And then we're going to follow that up with an amazing Italian beef hoagie recipe in our rock crack. And what I love about the main dish is it can be ready from start to finish in less than 20 minutes. It has a 5-minute prep time and a 13-minute cook time. So how's that dinner time in no time, right? It's pretty amazing. All right, so to get started, we're going to kick off with one of my favorite products in the catalog, which is the Deep Covered Baker. And the Deep Covered Baker, it's way too long of a name for me, so I like to call it the DCB. The DCB, and it makes me want to get all gangsta, like get down with my bad self. So the DCB. So what I love about stoneware, when you get down with stoneware, it's going to cook all of your food nice and even for you. So like your pizza crust is going to be golden brown in the center as well as on the edges. You know, your cookies and breads and stuff that you make in it, it's going to be rising fuller and more gorgeous when you cook in a stone because it makes everything cook evenly. Cookies, you won't have to do the check method, you know, before you take them somewhere. They'll be golden brown on the top and the bottom. So stoneware is pretty amazing. So now, do I have any Pampered Chef stoners in the room? People that love stoneware? Okay. And how many of you, you know, after you taste the cake, how many of you are going to want to be stoned with Pampered Chef after the show? Let's see a raise of hands, okay? All right, there we go. All right, so first of all, I've already made the cake mix. We've actually mixed up a Devil's Food cake mix in the stone, and you just make it just like it says on the back of the box. So easy peasy Japanesey. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and do a tub of chocolate frosting. You want to use the regular kind, not the whipped, and we're going to go ahead and scoop that with our medium scoop. And all of that's kind of prepared ahead of time in my deep covered baker, and so I'm going to add the crowning glory, because it's a Reese's cake, right? So we want peanut butter added too. So I'm going to go ahead and add the creamy peanut butter, about 6 to 8 scoops to that already fantastic chocolate cake in there. All right, so now what I love is while I'm using the scoop, we actually have 3 different scoop sizes available. And it reminds me of the 3 different ways that you can try our business. So first of all, you have the big scoop. And the big scoop is perfect for the people that want to do 2+ shows a week. Definitely a great way to make full-time income with the Pampered Chef. And the large scoop makes cookies that are like the Paradise Bakery size, for those of us that really like a good size cookie. And then the medium scoop is wonderful because it's for our part-timers. If you want to do 1 show a week, earn anywhere from $400 to $600 a month, that's going to be a nice size, nice fit for you. So that's our medium scoop. It makes like a classic size cookie. And of course, then there's the small scoop. And those make diet size cookies for anyone that wants to know. And the small scoop is a great way to give our business a try if you want to sell to your friends and family. You can do catalog shows or Facebook shows, do 1 or 2 shows a month. So it's a great fit for you if you'd like to try the business just casually like that. All right, so now that we have the peanut butter on there, we're going to go ahead and put the cake in the microwave. It cooks lid off, actually. It cooks lid off for about 10 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and put that in. Beep, beep, beep. Oh, wow, look at that. It's done. All right, so the cake is we're going to go ahead and let it sit for a couple of minutes, let it cool, before we guys let you, taste it. And we're going to move on to our next dish, which we're just going to play a little bit of theme music for a minute, okay? Dun 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 dun. All right, so I'm going to introduce you to one of my favorite products, the Rock Crock, or as I like to refer to him, Rocky. Now, do you like to, when you think of Rocky Balboa, what are the 3 things that come to your mind? Good fighter, right? Hard worker, tough, okay? So you can put Rocky here head to head with any other pans in your kitchen, and I'm telling you right now, he'll kind of kick their trash every time. All right, the reason being, he can go everywhere. All right, you can use him in the microwave. You can use him in the oven. You can use him on the grill, under the broiler, and on the stovetop. Hello, TKO, total knockout, right? Okay, so let's move on to, hard worker. When you get done a hard day's work, right? You get done working hard, you get home, the best part is a nice, relaxing hot shower, right? Rocky's the same way. After he gets done working hard for your family for dinner, you just pop that bad boy in the dishwasher. He gets his hot shower too every time because he can go everywhere and he's dishwasher safe. Wham bam, thank you ma'am. That is Pampered Chef magic at its best, people. Okay, and then finally, hard worker, we did good fighter. He is the best fighter. No one will fight harder for your family to have dinner on the table in 30 minutes than Rocky, okay? There is so many great recipes that you can do in less than 30 minutes with our awesome Rocky. Okay, he's going to go ahead and make Italian beef hoagies for you in 20 minutes, fajitas from start to finish in 20 minutes, and then you open up the possibility of cooking on the stovetop with the broiler, and there's things like cheesy shells with Italian sausage, where you make a quick pasta over the stovetop, and then make this delicious crust on top with fresh Parm cheese and some croutons, put that right under the broiler, and it's going to be golden brown and delicious, and it's a great way to use the stovetop and the broiler with our with Rocky. And there's also a great, amazing s'mores cake that you can do in the microwave in less than 10 minutes. You make the cake, it cooks in 5 minutes in the microwave, add some fresh, some fresh marshmallows, and you put that on the top with some delicious graham cracker, and then melt some chocolate. You put that under the broiler. The marshmallows are going to be golden brown, just like as if you were roasting them over a fire. And then after that, pour some melted chocolate over the top. I'm not kidding, 10 minutes or less, and you'll have that recipe done for your family for dinner. So totally love Rocky. He just opens up a whole new world with being able to cook and utilize different heating surfaces in your house. So totally love him. The best part is all of those awesome recipes that I just talked about, you're gonna get for free when I email them to you when you want to take Rocky home to the night. Who wants to take this guy to dinner? Who wants to invite Rocky to dinner for the house tonight? Okay, let's go. So Rocky, what we're gonna start off with the Italian beef hoagies, is we're going to do our bell pepper. Now, the bell pepper, I'm going to utilize our utility knife, which is actually one of my favorite knives, and it actually comes in our starter kit. So I'm going to go ahead and put it right here, and one of my favorite things about bell peppers is you're going to just trim around the edge of the top, and then you just take that lid off, and it removes all the seeds. And then I'm going to use our veggie wedger, which I love to use because every time I slice an onion or a bell pepper with it, it reminds me of how I'm slicing away at my credit card debt with every Pampered Chef paycheck. Totally love it. So I'm going to go ahead and put that bell pepper on there right now. We'll slice it and we'll just toss that right in the bottom of Rocky. Okay, we're going to do 2. And then I'm also going to do the onion. All right. Trim the top and the bottom off. Now, a tip with bell peppers and onion, if you only need half, you're going to actually go ahead and leave the half with the stem on to store in your fridge. And that will actually allow you to keep your bell pepper and your onion in use longer. So if you're going to use half of it, don't trim the stems off. Leave them on and it'll store longer in your fridge. All right, so after our utility knife and our onions and the wedger helped us, cut those super fast and easy, we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of, 80% lean, at least, ground beef. I prefer to use grass-fed ground beef because it's a lot healthier for you. So I'm going to put that on top, and then we're going to add some of the Pampered Chef seasonings. That's, the best part. So our secret ingredient is actually the Italian seasoning, my #1 favorite seasoning in the book. Anytime you make an Italian meal, even adding it to spaghetti sauce or sprinkling it over a fresh pasta with some butter and some Parmesan cheese, you don't even need sauce. Add a little bit of Italian seasoning, some fresh garlic, super fast, easy meal you can have on the table in less than 15 minutes. We're going to go ahead and use a tablespoon of our Italian seasoning. And I love the measuring spoon set. It's great that they snap together so you don't lose them as easy. We're going to pour that right over the top. And then after, we're going to go ahead and add the Pampered Chef salt and pepper. And I'm telling you, it makes a big difference which kind of salt you cook with. And I'm going to use our Himalayan sea salt. And it actually has pink crystals that help the salt from clumping, which in Arizona is not too big of a deal. But, places that have more moisture, like California, it definitely helps with that. And then we're going to add some fresh pepper too. Now, the salt is so delicious that when you use it for the first time on your table, you're actually going to say, holy cow, this salt is so delicious. That's how good it is. I mean, who makes salt that's so good you actually compliment your host on it? Pampered Chef does. That's who, okay? So, and now after that, we're going to go ahead and add our only liquid to the recipe, which is the red wine vinegar. Now, our before I move on, the bamboo salt and pepper shakers with the caddy is definitely one of my host's favorite things to get as a half-price combination. You can get all 3 as one half-price item when you do a show. Pretty fun. All right, now the Easy Read measuring cups, I love them because the tapered side is where you measure. So it takes all of the exercising out of cooking, right? No more knee bends, no more arm lifts to make sure it's even. You just have to pour and go. We can leave the exercising for those of us that want to do the gym in the morning. So, and I love the Easy Read measuring cup. It's definitely one of those things that you get in your starter kit. One of my faves. All right, so that's that we do 2 tablespoons of the liquid. We're going to pour that in. And then that's it. The last ingredient is Lipton onion soup mix. We're going to rip that off, pour that over the top, put the lid on, and that's going to go in the microwave for total cook time of 13 minutes, okay? Now, after 6½, we're going to take that out, break up the ground beef with our mix and chop. So we're going to put that in. Beep, beep, beep. Oh, look, it's done. All right, so, and after that, we're going to go ahead and use our mix and chop, one of my favorite tools for around $11. And it's like 5 little nylon knives working all at the same time for you. And you just go ahead and break up the ground beef, and we're going to put it in for 6½ more minutes. Now, another great couple uses for the mix and chop. It makes wonderful avocado. You use it with avocados to make guacamole. Family tradition, every Sunday we like to do that. It's great with scrambled eggs, anything that you need to break into smaller pieces, ground turkey, ground sausage, ground beef. It's awesome. So we're going to put that back in. Beep, beep, beep. It's done. And now we're going to go ahead and do our last couple of prep things with the hoagies. So we're going to take it and Rocky's BFF is the salad choppers, okay? So this is the bride, this is the bridesmaid, okay? She'll just never be a bride, but she's definitely one of my favorites, the BFF. So, okay, we're gonna go ahead and use the salad chopper to make all of the, the onions, the bell pepper, the ground beef, all of that bite-sized to put in our sandwiches. So we're gonna go ahead and cut that up. It just takes a couple minutes. And I usually like to invite my guests up to see because it's hard when the dish is hot to tilt. So they all come up and see me chop away. They all end up loving it and wanting to buy a salad chopper. And after that, we're going to add some fresh provolone cheese to the top and then put the lid back on. It's going to get all melty and delicious, super yum. So we're going to put that on the top, put the lid back on, And while that melts and cools, we're going to prepare our rolls. So the hoagie rolls, I love to get the ones that are not necessarily super soft in the grocery store, but have a little bit of, they're a little bit a harder roll, because it doesn't get so soggy. So with our rolls, we're going to take one of my favorite knives. This is the tomato knife, and it's our color-coded tomato knife. I like to refer to them as our Shrek knives. So we're going to go ahead and cut those right down the middle, and a tip that my husband loves to do is take out the inside of his bread, and the hoagies will fit a lot better inside when you do that. Plus then you get a bonus and get to eat the bread by itself, which is kind of fantastic. All right, so after that, we're going to go ahead and take our chef's tongs, and I love these because you can use them in our nonstick cookware because they're coated on the top so they won't scratch or damage your cookware. You're going to take the hoagies out, squeeze the juice out, and go ahead and put it right into your roll. Quick, easy dinner for your family in less than 20 minutes. So after that, one of my quick sides that I love to do with this dinner is we're going to go ahead and talk about the Cool and Serve square tray. And the Cool and Serve square tray is one of my favorite things to promote healthy snacks. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to take the Cool and Serve and I'm going to show you all of the different ways that you can use this. Set Rocky aside here while it cools. All right. So one of my sisters who loves vegetables, she actually gave me a tip actually about 1.5 years ago, and she says she keeps her veggie tray, her Cool and Serve square tray, filled with fresh vegetables in her fridge 24 hours a day, every week. And I thought that was a great idea, so I decided to give it a try. And so a tip of mine, if you want to eat more, healthy fruits and vegetables, is go ahead and go to the grocery store at the beginning of the week and buy about half and half. Half vegetables that are prepped and ready to go right into the tray, and half that you have to actually cut yourself. So a couple of my favorites that are prepped and ready: mushrooms, sugar snap peas, the cherry tomatoes, those are all baby carrots, those are all great, ready to go that you can just dump right in the tray. And then we always like to get broccoli, cauliflower, celery, ones that you can trim and cut yourself. Just takes a couple minutes. You fill the tray in the beginning of the week and then just put it right inside your fridge with the lid on. And what I've noticed is my kids will come in after school or come in from a basketball game or whatever. They'll lift up the lid, they'll grab a handful of vegetables and eat them plain, without any dip. It's seriously amazing. Thank you, Pamper Chef. Okay, and then after that, what I love is quick, easy meals like the hoagies or a quick casserole that we like to do. You can get your veggie tray out because it's all prepped and ready to go. So it's not something else that you have to prepare for dinner. It's already ready to go in your fridge. So it's definitely the best way to eat vegetables, and quick and easy. Definitely one of my favorite things about the Cool and Serve square tray. Now this is a pretty versatile piece where if you're not using it for veggies, you can actually take out the inserts, flip the green around to the flip side, and you can do 24 deviled eggs. It's actually my mom's favorite way to use hers. And what I love about the green inserts is you freeze them solid, and they're very thin, so they fit right inside your freezer, don't take up much space, and you can actually use them, and they keep your food cool up to 4 to 6 hours. We like to say 4 hours in Arizona. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put those back in, and if you want, before I put them back in, we're going to go ahead and you can use the tray by itself too to transport any desserts. Double batch of brownies, cupcakes with the lid that snaps on and it's really tall. It's not going to mess up the cute icing that you do on the top of the cupcake, so pretty neat to carry and transport dessert as well as promote healthy, fruit and veggies at your house. So totally love it. It's definitely one of my guests' favorite things to get. And just don't think parties with it. It's definitely something that you can use in your home 24/7. All right, so on that note, we're going to go ahead and talk about my last favorite indulgence, because, there's the must-haves that you have for your kitchen, and then there's the one that you just want because it's awesome and fun, and that's our brownie pan. What I love about the brownie pan is there's so many easy recipes you can do in it. Again, for quick, healthy eating. You can use the the recipes that I send and do mini breakfast casseroles in the beginning of the week. Store them in the freezer or the fridge, and then you can get it out for a quick, easy breakfast in the morning without any prep at all. So I love that. You can make mini meatloafs, mini pizzas, for quick snacking and stuff during the week. I have a teenage boy, 13-year-old, so he definitely needs multiple snacks throughout the day. So having having these prepped and ready to go makes my week run a lot smoother. So definitely love that for, things as well as desserts, brownies, all that good stuff. So now you'll notice on the brownie pan, you see some of my upcoming dates. If you see a date that looks good for you, go ahead and grab that right off the pan, and that will be the date that is reserved for your party. All right, and as a thank you, you're going to actually get a brownie pan for free when you set your date today. So definitely a fun thing to have in your kitchen and a great thing to use. There's so many awesome recipes that I'll send you when you get the brownie pan. All right, so on that note, I've mentioned a couple of things that you get for booking, a couple that you get for hosting, and we're going to go ahead and move into all of the benefits that you get for hosting a party. All right, so I'm going to do my booking slide, and I'm going to want all of you guys to look up here because it's pretty amazing. Okay, so ready, set. Oh my gosh, okay. All right, so first of all, who loves time with friends, great food, and free products, right? It's like totally amazing. So one of my favorite things about the great food part is this month I'm featuring our Italian Made Easy cooking show, but next month I'm going to be doing a quick, easy recipe called fajitas, the fajitas in 20 minutes, and the theme show is going to be fajitas and senoritas. So if you want me to teach that recipe to you and your friends, I would love to bring my tools and have them meet your friends next month for a party. All right, so next, hosting is easy, and I make hosting super easy for my hosts. You choose a date, you invite your friends, and we laugh and shop together, hopefully, fingers crossed, right? Okay, and then inviting the friends, people are always worried about how to invite. Pampered Chef is so great, we utilize all the ways to invite to a show. You can actually use Facebook, texting, email, mailed invitations. It's totally up to you, and I make it super easy. I'll forward you a text that you can send to your friends and family, and a tip is to always make sure to, send it to one person, copy and paste it, no group messaging. You can actually invite through email, and I send you the flyer that you can forward that way too. And the mailed invitations, I actually mail out for you. So it's super easy and fun to host a party. All right, so now next you'll get free products. Everybody knows that you get products for free, but what you don't know is my average host usually gets between $115 and $140 shopping spree, all for free. You can pick a bunch of little things, you can pick a big ticket item that's on your wish list, but definitely fun and rewarding when you do a party. Next, you'll get half-priced items, and you get to pick up to 5 with Pampered Chef. It's like Cinco de Mayo every day of the week. Okay, so 5 parties, 5 half-priced items, and you can, again, pick anything in the catalog. Cookware, knife block set, it's your choice. Great discounts. You can get up to 60% off, a collection of items that month. Next month, it's pretty amazing. I'd love to share what items you can hit next month when you host a party. And then you get 10% off for a whole year. So my past hosts, our past host today is Mary Jo. She's going to get to use her PhD without going to a day of school and get 10% off her order today. Plus, anytime she orders online, she'll get to use her 10% off discount there too. And finally, you get 30% off your show when you host. And that's an unlimited discount. So it's kind of like when you get the Kohl's mailer in the mail and you unveil your discount and oh my gosh, you got the coveted 30% off everything coupon. You didn't need to go to Kohl's, but now you do because you have 30% off everything, right? All right, same with Pampered Chef. Our hosts get an unlimited 30%, up to 30% off discount when they host their party. All right, so future party pick. Now this is one of my favorite things because it thanks our host for doing a party because at her friend's shows, she gets a half-priced item at each person that books. So if she has a friend that books in February and March and April, she gets a half-priced item in February and March and April at their party. It's pretty amazing. So it's definitely a thank you for our hosts that keeps on giving. It's the gift that keeps on giving. All right, and then finally, you can use a discount on your starter kit. Definitely one of my host's favorite ways to give the business a try, because you can use a $25 or a $50 credit on your kit credit. And if you'll turn your catalogs over to the back, that's that's the page that has both of our kit options available. And just start drilling down because it's got some amazing products back there. All right, and then they really do save the best for last. You get me as your consultant. I don't know if that's a benefit or not, but definitely this might, convince you. So on the back of your catalogs, you'll notice that my email and my website is Hip Hop Chef. And why is it Hip Hop Chef, you ask? Well, I sing in my shows. So you're not only going to get dinner, but you're going to get dinner and a show. So I'm going to give you an easy way to remember my name. My name is Kelly Church, and when you go to church, you usually hear singing, right? Yeah. Smile and nod. So I'm going to do a song right now, and I'm sorry to say, you guys will never forget me for the rest of your lives. Hit it. Get up and dance if you want to win an extra ticket. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody in the kitchen, and come on, let's drive to the grocery store around the corner. The fans say they want some yummy food, but I really don't wanna cook the food like I did last week. My pans really stink cause they're really cheap. I like Pampered Chef tools. Do you know a party where I can get some tips and really eat hearty? So what can I do? I really thank you, my Lord. To me, cooking is just like a sport. Anything but Pampered Chef is so let me dump it, send it in the catalog. A little bit of chocolate in my life, a little bit of GCB by my side. A little bit of Rocky's what I need, a little bit of oven mitts what I see. A little bit of garlic press in the sun, a little bit of salad chocolates all night long. A little bit of apple peeling and I'm all set. A little bit of this makes me a chef. Hey, there you go. All right. Applause is always appreciated at my show, so I want to thank you very much. Now, have any of you guys ever seen that in a cooking show before? No. Good, so you'll never forget it, right? What's the last name? All right, and it's nice that the brainwashing works and you don't even know it's done until it's already over. Okay, all right, so on that note, we're going to finish with our last game. And who wants to win some prizes? Right? Okay, so now this game is called Stealing Hearts. And what I love about this is it really promotes togetherness and giving at my shows. And so I want you guests to get really close to one another. Friends, friends sit right by each other. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to actually share 3 of my favorite parts of the business with you. And then after that, you guys are going to get to ask me questions about the biz. All right, so my first favorite thing is, again, like I said, the flexibility. And I love being able to, never miss one of my son's basketball games. I love being able to hit all of my daughter's chorus concerts and all the while be able to make, a full-time income with the Pampered Chef. Second reason is I love to be able to travel the world. And we've been able to go to Paris and London, the Bahamas, Hawaii, Disney World twice with the kids. And all of it has been for free. And they do amazing things. Like when you check into Hawaii, they were like, here's your $500 spending money. Oh, thanks. And when would you like to go ziplining? Tomorrow? Okay. And it's like seriously amazing. So definitely one of my favorites. And then finally, I love that you still, that it allows our family to get out of debt. And we did the Dave Ramsey method. We had school loans, car payments, credit cards, all of that good stuff when I started my business. And about 3 years ago, we paid off our last credit card, and it's actually helped us save money to buy a new house as of last year. So pretty exciting. Now, on that note, I'm going to set my timer for 3 minutes, and we're going to go ahead and start the game. Ready, set, you guys can ask questions. All right, ready, set, go. Okay.
How do you get started with the Pampered Chef?
Oh, that's a great question. So how you get started with the Pampered Chef is on the back of the catalog. We have our 2 starter kits. You get to pick which kit option is best for you and your family, and then you go ahead and get started. And the starter kit will help you prepare great recipes at your first shows, along with the training that you get from me. I'm actually a trainer with the Pampered Chef, and I'll help you get off to a great start. So that's how you get started. All right, next question.
How much money do you make?
Oh, that's a good question. That's actually the golden question. You get 2 hearts for that one. All right, so how much money can you make? Like I said, you can earn full-time income with the Pampered Chef. I usually make anywhere between $2,500 and $3,500 a month, and I'm usually gone about 7 nights out of the month. So definitely great potential there. Now, we have all levels on our team, so you can do anywhere from a couple shows a month all the way up to 1 to 2, 3 shows a week. So it's totally up to you. You get to set your own schedule. And of course, then that in turn helps you earn whatever money that you want each month. All right, next question.
You're really good at this, Kelly, and I don't think I could ever do as good as you.
Oh, you're so sweet. Okay, now, you'd be surprised, Mary Jo. What I like to tell people is, this is one style of a show, but a lot of times what my new consultants like to do is called an interactive show. And that's where you all sit around the kitchen table and you're not necessarily giving a presentation. All the guests actually help put the recipe together. And a lot of times that takes all the pressure off of having to do everything yourself. And most of my new consultants start out doing interactive shows. And then after a couple of months of doing interactive, if you want to do the demo on your own, if you feel comfortable, you can. So a lot of times that actually helps people feel a little bit more comfortable to give cooking shows when they start out that way. All right, next question.
Can anybody earn a trip, or do you have to just be really cool like you are?
Oh, well, you definitely have to be really cool, but no, just kidding. Everybody gets to earn a trip. That's what I love about Pampered Chef, is there's no cap. So even if someone started, you get to earn the trip the whole year, but even if someone started in October, they could still earn the trip that year, if they did enough shows. So what I love is anyone can earn one, from a brand new consultant all the way up to a consultant that's been with the company for years. All right, and then last card, who wants to get the last question?
Outside of doing your cooking shows, how much time do you put into your business?
Great question. So I usually tell people it depends on how many shows you do. I usually tell my consultants to plan on 1 hour to 2 hours per cooking show they want to do a week. So if you wanted to do 1 a week, you'd plan on 1 to 2 hours in additional business time. If you wanted to do 2 shows a week, you'd want to plan on 3 to 4 hours a week. So that's about how much extra time it takes besides the actual cooking show. All right, now everybody take a look at their cards. Obviously you hand them all out at the show. And we're going to go ahead and, now what's the name of the game? Stealing Hearts. So I'm going to call a card, and you guys, when I call your card, will get to come up and pick a prize. And there's a fabulous Pampered Chef prize waiting for you in those bags. And so you'll get to pick one, but don't hang on for it for too long, because if I call someone else's card and they steal it from you, it's going to be like, bye-bye, so sad. Okay, all right, so the first card is the Queen of Hearts. Hey, so which prize would you like, Mary Jo?
I'll have the black paisley.
Black, perfect. Okay, the next heart is the Ace of Hearts.
That's me.
Perfect. All right, and then the next card, you keep going. They steal from each other, and you guys get the idea of stealing hearts, right? It's super fun. The guests love it, and it's a great way to it's a great way to get some excitement going about the business, when you talk about it at your shows. All right, so on that note, we're going to go ahead and try the food, and I'm going to share our last thing, which is, for those of you that would like to place an order, go ahead and stack your order forms right here. I'll go ahead and total them for you. I'll call you up to arrange your method of payment, and I pull from the bottom. So if you need to leave quickly, let me know and I can do yours first. Otherwise, go ahead and stack them right here, and I'll call you up individually to arrange a method of payment. Go ahead and enjoy the food. And I like saying that line at the end because that really helps me control the customer's orders so that they're not all throwing them at me at once, and I can do a full service checkout with each guest at the end. So that's it. All right.
What do you guys think? Is Kelly not incredible? You can see why we asked her to come up here, right? Yes, absolutely. Well, I'm sure, Kelly, that they all have very full notebooks, and I saw a lot of arms that are probably